Wepa, what up, mi gente? Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders special. And today, we have an awesome return guest. He is an amazing actor. He's a comic book creator. He got a project out now. It's volume 2 of his baby right here. The one, the only Mr. David Dastmalchian. Wepa, what up, homie?
They let me out. They let me out of the dungeon.
Yay! They let you hang out and talk
It's
about
so good to see you. I love this show. I think you're such a fan. I love your passion. It's good to finally be talking again. It's been a minute.
Yes, it has. I haven't. What was it? 2019 when we last spoke, and I even got to see you momentarily. I think it was at San Diego somewhere.
Yep.
Real quick. I was like, damn it. You recognize me? Like, where about it? Oh, is that Al? There you go. So, thank you for coming back. We got some stuff going on because I know you got this dope volume 2 out. But before we step into that beast of a book that I just read too and I loved,
thank you.
Fantastic piece of work.
Thank you.
What was that journey like between that volume after volume 1? You know, how did volume 1 go, and then you stepping into creating this volume 2?
Well, I was ready. I was like, I finished volume 1 and I was gearing. I was like, I know where we're going now. We got a werewolf. We got this bad vampire coming in. We're going to have this stuff that I know I need to have happen. So I'm writing, and Dark Horse is like, hey, man, the books are doing okay. So we're going to keep making some more of these. And I'm going. And then the pandemic happened. And I was like deep into issue 2, excited about where I'm going with my ideas and thoughts. And my editor calls me and says, I'm so sorry. We're putting everything on hold indefinitely. We don't know what's going to happen. So, I was sad. I was down. And then I turned to all my inspirations to help get me through the pandemic. I'm reading all my old favorite comic books and magazines. And I just said, forget it. No matter what happens, I'm going to write these scripts. And if Dark Horse never can come back and publish more, then I'll figure out a way to keep going. So I just kept writing, man, and it helped me get through the pandemic. And I wrote about a lot of the things I was struggling with, and it made its way into the book. And boom, 2 years later, in 2022, they called and said, "We're ready. We want it back. Let's do this."
Yeah.
And we started putting out volume 2, and now we've got the trade paperback, which I'm so proud of. I think that Lucas continues to elevate his game in a way that just takes things to the next level. The story, for those of you who get a chance to check it out, it is my honor to share it with you. I think that it gets scarier, more emotionally hard-hitting, more complex, and more fun. And I'm so proud of it. I think we took a huge leap forward with this second set of stories,
Ooh, really? You know what, folks? We have a trailer, a little sneak peek before we start showing you some art and where it's actually going. All right, so check this out, folks.
How did it come to this? I used to be a legend. Oh! I got my teeth. Welcome back to the show. I am your host, Dr. Fearless. Now, before we get back to tonight's creature feature, we have a word from our sponsor. I am smiling. My dear fiends, does your cat's litter box stink like the dead? Are ghastly smells haunting your house? Dr. Fearless prescribes Mew Mew Fresh Litter, guaranteed to make those erroneous odors rest in peace. Isn't that right, Bubblegum? What do you have there, Bubblegum? Is that what I think it is? Boils and ghouls, the wait is finally over. Bubblegum has just informed me that our favorite monster hunter, Jerry Bartman, is now back. Look, Jerry's still wrestling with her inner demons. Ooh. She's also bracing to do battle with a procession of werewolves, bloodless giants, dismembered zombies, and vengeful vampires. Will her past come back to haunt her? Or will she unearth the truth, slay the beasts, and save the world? It's all in night's work for Beloit, Missouri's KSKB TV's top-rated horror hostess. Prepare yourselves for the return of Count Crownley, amateur midnight monster hunter. Coming soon to a comic shop near you.
You know, that's a good comic book right there, Count Crownley. That's a good one. You remember that one? Written by that Dalmatian guy? What's his name? Dalmatian? What a weird name.
Right, Dastmalchian, of course, and the art by Lucas Kettner. They're fans of my show. No, they are. They're fans of the show, you guys. I know they are. I heard it. I saw it online somewhere.
What a goof!
Oh, man. Yo, I love this. It has me cracking up. Hysterical.
Thanks, Al.
That joint with the cat, yo. The way just...
You want me to tell you quick? Let me tell you a quick story. Were you a fan of the Suicide Squad, James Gunn's movie, The Suicide Squad?
Oh yeah, man.
Okay.
I'm not a critic. I'm a fan, so I enjoy all this
So,
stuff.
in that film, I played Polka Dot Man, and there's a scene at the end of the film where I am battling Starro the Conqueror along with Bloodsport and Harley Quinn and Ratcatcher 2 and King Shark, and we're fighting Starro, and we were shooting that scene down in Panama in January of 2020, I should say, right before the pandemic. And this beautiful cat kept coming up to us on set and wanting to be petted and wanting to be loved. And I ended up falling in love with that cat, and I rescued her. And that's the cat that's in that video. That was my Polka Dot Man cat that I adopted while we were making Suicide Squad.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, what? You're not eating better than most. Well, Papa can sepan. So let's get into it, kiddo. I mean, and look at that face. Oh, that's the face only a mama could love, huh? And let me tell you, that whole joint with the pronunciation just killed me, because I will never forget you for teaching me that small chin.
That's right.
That's small chin.
Okay. That's small chin.
Oh man,
Got it.
Thank you, bro.
Thank
you so much. I would never ever forget that. And let's get into it. Look how sexy this book. Look at them colors. Look at this page going back to that old school style with a host, if you will, to introduce us into the madness. So let's get into it, baby. What's popping off in volume 2?
You know what I love is that we go back and we're always introducing new crypt keepers, new hosts. So like with this one, Vincent Van Gogh was Lucas's idea. Actually, I thought that was brilliant. This creature who's like a mummy zombie who's painting in probably blood and gore. But I needed a way to go back and tell the people who hadn't read volume 1 kind of what's been going on, get you up to speed on the story. So we use that old school Tales from the Crypt, Creep Show, EC Comics kind of vibe. And so instead of the Hag, we got Vincent Van Gogh. And for those of you who start reading the book, you'll see I'm always introducing new kind of Crypt Keeper horror hosts to try and frame the story. So, man, we just went back into it hard. We told a little bit of what had happened right before, but then with Lauren's colors and Lucas's art, I was like, let's jump into this thing and get going, intensely. So, in the previous volume, she had been confronted by a werewolf that almost killed her. Turned out that werewolf is a dude who goes to her AA meeting, and Jerry has been told by, her mentor, Vincent Freitz, that the only way to deal with a werewolf is to kill a werewolf. And she's like, but this is a good guy. He's in my A group. He's becoming a friend of mine. And she wants to try and help this guy. But of course he's scared of her. And again, Lucas's art to me just evokes something very nostalgic. And I think it's just so beautiful.
Look at this gorgeous. Look at this color. Look at this panel work here. This is them at one of those AA meetings.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, man, you came up with a pretty cool way of how to end a werewolf. I'm like, huh? I never heard it like that before. What the hell?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Where were you, man? This pandemic had you wilding out, son.
Dark. It was dark. But here's the thing. Al, that always bothers me. in every monster story, almost, especially with classic monsters, I've always been a little bit frustrated that it felt like it was kind of like, if vampires are supposedly these eternal beings, these creatures of the night that are like devil spawn, it's like, really, some wood through the chest is all it takes? All I got to do is carry around a crossbow with a wooden stake in it. I could be Blade and take out, 400 vampires in a nightclub on any given night, or throw like a UV light bomb. So in the world of Count Crowley, because Jerry has to overcome her addiction in order to beat the monsters. And for me, overcoming my addiction nearly killed me. It was harder than anything I've ever done before in my life. So I wanted to make destroying monsters harder than it's ever been before. So for vampires, it's much harder than the way we've been taught. And there's a plan behind that, because see, monsters have been feeding us fake information, fake news, if you will, for years, trying to make us think that like the way you kill a werewolf.
So are you telling me that the monsters work for Fox News?
They are. They're running the show, man. Rupert Murdoch was a vampire. You didn't know that? He was like, he traded his millions for some getting bit by a vampire. So I feel like what happened is with werewolves, I'm like, Silver Bullet, that's too easy. So
I love Silver Bullet, that movie.
It is. Oh, I love that movie. But you know what I mean?
Best jump scare ever.
Yeah, that was
when I was
so
a kid.
good. That and The Howling scared me. So I saw that when I was too young, man. I was a little kid and it was on like HBO. So was American Werewolf. And I saw both those when I was a little kid on HBO. I was like, they freaked me out. But I was talking to my buddy Elon Gale, who's a great writer. He works on a lot of Mike Flanagan stuff. And I said, Elon, like, what is a hard way to kill wolf? He goes, well, a dog breathes through its tongue. So if a dog loses the function of its tongue, it suffocates. And he said, what if there's something to do with its mouth? And I'm like, oh my God, what if the way they destroy a werewolf is by, you have to capture it, you got to chain that mug up, and you got to cut its tongue out? Like, dang.
I mean, you got to reach in its mouth. That is insane.
You know what I mean? In there. It's like, I want it to be almost impossible to kill monsters in this world. You know what I mean?
But let me ask, so what if does it go back to that old lore? If I kill the head wolf, for example, by cutting off its tongue,
you gotta find out. I don't want to tell you yet.
No, we don't know. Ooh.
Because there's plot that has not yet been revealed that I think is important for people. Because in my opinion, all these things do go back to a source, but how far back does that source go? And we're going to learn about that in stories that I'm working on literally right now, man. I'm sitting here writing scripts as we speak. I got my journals.
Look at this guy.
Look at this. I'm working on a script for Count Crowley here, a script in this journal, a script in this journal. I mean, I'm not giving any spoilers away today, but like, this is the new volume I'm working on right now. We got some exciting stuff happening.
Look at that is the Geek Den for sure.
Yeah,
the
man.
Madness Room.
Look at this. During the pandemic, me and the kids, we got out the old school Monarch models and we started painting and assembling models together. Didn't they do a good job? That's my son, Arlo, my daughter, Penny. They did such a good job.
They did that?
Hey. Yeah, well, I mean, Dad might have helped a little bit, but, that's all right. I give them the credit. I give them all the credit. It's a thankless job being a dad sometimes, so that's all right.
It's about always, I think. And look at that Fangoria behind you. I love it with the Suspiria. Wow.
Yeah, you know what? This is actually a prop. There never was a real Fangoria with Suspiria on it. No. This is a prop we made I did a movie that's coming out this year called Late Night with the Devil. And it's a very fun horror movie that I think all you all will love. But we wanted a prop that would look like what would a Fangoria magazine been in 1977. So we made this. But this is real. Here's a real old school Fangoria. Dick Smith.
Oh.
Yep. And then look at this.
Wow.
Dracula Lives.
Wow, look at this collection, man.
This is the first horror comic I ever bought when I was in about 5th grade. I bought this. It was an Apple Comics comic called Blood of Dracula. I thought it was so cool, man. I read it 20,000 times over and over again.
Oh, that's so awesome. I am digging it, bro. I mean, look at you. What I love the lab, man. You're
This is it. You know,
geeking
every mad
amazing.
scientist needs a lab. I got to create monsters in here, and this is a great space for me because it's surrounded by inspiration. I got comics, I got my toys, I got photographs. There's a picture of my mom and my daughter, you know, and then right
Salute.
next to that is my local horror host from when I was a kid, Cremation Mortem, and then right next to that my annual Christmas card from Svengoolie. I got a lot of
Hey,
inspiration, man. And I'm a blessed person. I'm 21 years clean and sober in May, and I got thank you,
beautiful.
and I got a lot of gratitude the fact that I get to write and create a comic book.
And not
Um,
just that, you are Mr. Multiverse. F that. If there's any one person in comic book film that could connect, the big two, it's you, man. Mr. Multiverse, baby.
Thanks,
I
man. Thank you.
love
Thank
it.
you. I
I
love it.
love
I'm,
it.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. And I love, you know, there's so many passionate people who care about this stuff. And it makes me feel really honored that, you know, I get to create stuff that people really respond to. And, you know, for people like yourself who understand the power of comic books, what a gift that I get to not only act in comic book movies and TV shows, but now I get to write and share one with the world that I think is pretty darn awesome, you know?
Yeah, man, and create shady characters. 'Cause look at that dude in that second panel. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God,
No,
that looks
no,
like
he's
somebody that you just want to hit. Like,
yeah,
oh,
just you
who is
wait.
this guy?
Just you wait. So these vampires that are in New York, you know, when you made that joke earlier, that's not a joke because what's happening is it's 1983. It is the dawn of cable television, and these dudes back in New York, these vampires, they found this rich old dude who may look a little bit like you know, old Rupert Murdoch. They got this guy to trade his money to build a media empire in exchange for vampiric immortality. And so these guys are plotting. They want to buy up their own 24-hour cable news program so they could start pumping fake news into the minds of Americans and the world so they could take over. I mean, dude, I wrote this in during the time that we're living in right now. And trust me, is no illusion to me that there are absolutely monstrous people dominating information and
Oh yeah.
trying to, you know, push these crazy narratives into the world. So for me, the fact that vampires have told everybody that, oh, you know, the way you kill us is totally wrong and this is all wrong. It's no different than being like, oh, I didn't lose an election. Oh, I didn't do that. You know, I mean, it's all
Yep.
just the power of putting lies out. You know, it's been happening to us for thousands of years. People in power say, "Oh, you look different than those people. Those people are your enemy. Oh, you speak differently than those people. Those people are your enemy. Oh, you're live in a different place than those people. Those people are your enemy." It's how monsters and how bad how powers can conquer us. And I hope
Yes.
that Jerry will overcome all these things she needs to overcome so that she can help fight the monsters.
We have Awesome Sauce Radio in the house, and he's asking, are they sexy vampires at least?
There will be some, but there are some that are just so grotesque, man. There's a gnarly old dude that's nasty. There's going to be some because you know a lot of these vampires turned when they were in their 20s, 30s, and they were, you know, you'll see. There's
Oh, I can't wait. This
plenty
man
of
is sick.
plenty of sex.
This man is sick. He's doing something for us that's gonna be something even greater. I mean, look at this panel work. I mean, she's getting a what for and a lesson right there from the big homie.
Yeah, there it is. Vincent Freitz, who used to be one of the great appointed monster hunters. Now he's living in a nursing home. He's starting to battle dementia. Jerry is going to him to get advice, and he's old school. He says women can't fight monsters, and only those of us who are part of this club can do it. And she's like, well, bro, there's nobody else out here fighting. So if you don't teach me how to do it, you're screwed. I love that character, even though he's a
Hmm.
total pain in the ass.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's old school, and
He's
and
old
I,
school.
I and I and I love how he's written because I get it. You write him so perfect to that.
Yeah, thank
Because
you.
again, I have a dad that's just like that.
Everybody's got somebody like that, and it's like, can we learn from those people while at the same time being like not letting their bull crap get to us? Sure,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. I don't let it get to me. I laugh it off.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what you
it's
got to
not,
do.
and all I say it's not like that anymore. But whatever, yo, do you? All right.
Yeah, I love Vincent Frights. I love the way Lucas
Yeah,
drew
man.
him, and I
I
think
mean,
he's
yeah,
just
bro.
like, man, he's like
Look
all
at that
that
last
old
panel.
school. Imagine like Peter Cushing and Vincent Price and all those guys, you know, all pushed together with like a grumpy old George C. Scott or something, you know.
That's what I see in that
Yeah,
last panel. George
yeah,
C. Scott
yeah,
in the
yeah, man. Just
Changeling.
a
There you go.
grumpy old mean ass mother flower.
I love it. But look at it. It is beautiful art throughout. Again, look, and folks, this is something you could read. It's not going to be a quick read. I mean, it's a lot. It's character building. It's world building. A lot going on. Like Dave says, yo, we're gonna get some amazing stuff. And this book is out now, right, Dave?
It is out now. You can get Volume 2, Count Crowley, Amateur Midnight Monster Hunter. She's now available in stores, comic shops. Please support your local brick and mortar comic shop. Go to your local comic shop. Ask them if they got Count Crowley. If they ain't got it, it'll be there the next time they get their delivery. You can do it that way. You can, of course, buy things online. And I always encourage people who don't have access to comic shops to do their online shopping. But if you can, go to your local comic shop. Tell them
Yes.
Al and Dave sent you. And Comic Crusaders is a show that everybody should be checking out. And yeah, man, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for hanging out, folks. You heard the man himself. You want to follow Dave and get a scoop on what he's doing? Follow him on Instagram at Dastmalchian. All right. The links are below. Of course, you know, the book is coming out through Dark Horse. Like as he said, support your local comic shop. Go run there right now. Pull that baby right off the rack. If they don't have it, tell them right now you need that in your life and get it ordered. All right. And make sure to check out everything that Dark Horse got too, because they're pulling out some fire, man. Not just from Dave, but some amazing arsenal of talent. All right. And so with that, Dave, thank you again. Bless you on this journey, bro. Much love. You keep doing what you do. Me, gente, you know what it is. Stay tuned. It's comiccrusaders.com, undercovercapes.com. We got dope stuff coming out. Hasta la próxima, mi gente. ¡Huepa!